Welcome back. So this time we're doing the finish up. That's going to be painting into the details. I'm going to take some Mod Podge. This time I'm using this extra strong gloss. And we're going to take a clean foam brush and just start applying it to all the art. So what we're aiming to do here is protect it for the rest of its life. So we're going to go ahead and get that on all the paper. We're going to do a couple layers on this too, so that hopefully we don't have a whole lot of crazy stripes or something. But even if we do, that's alright too. That did make it warp just a little bit here. And you know, even though there's that perfectionist part of me that's like, no! Truth is, billboards get all kinds of messed up stuff after being up there a little while. So I'm just going to run with it. So now, because we want to protect this, painter's tape, and we're going to cover this whole image with painter's tape to protect it while we do the base coat. So just regular painter's tape. It doesn't have a very high tack. That is what we call how sticky that is. But I still want to take, here, let's go ahead. And then before putting it on the image, go ahead and put it on your shirt or your pant leg real quick and pull it right off. It's going to even reduce that tack just a little bit more. So I've got a black shirt on, so maybe you can see a little black lines. So that is going to help keep it from holding too strong. So now we're just going to go ahead and cover the entire image. We're going to do it for both images too. Base coated.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
The suspense is terrible. I hope it'll last.
If you want to start adding more texture, like rust texture, one thing that's pretty good as far as a fine fake rust texture is just baking soda. Just kind of, let's say, right around here. Just nice and saturated. Let it flow like liquid does. Just gonna see how it's got a nice little texture. And if you wanted to build that up even more, you just, repeat and build it up. And then if you really wanted to get kind of heavy with some corrosion, of course you can step up to some fine sand. And then it's just, depending on how you paint it up, it'll make it look like it is just falling apart in the elements. I'm pretty happy with this right now. It's mimicking a good rust, kind of a dirty grungy, not super bright. Any brand of hobby paint I've come across that says burnt sienna is this exact nice kind of shade. Now if you want it to be brighter underneath, I'll show you that trick in a minute, but for right now we're just going to take a little bit. We're going to imagine that maybe there's a streak happening here. A bright orange. This is, I've cleaned that brush. We're going to come in here, and this rust spot that I did with the blue, we're going to just cover that. And that's pretty thick. We're just going to add a little bit of water to get that to spread. Let that dry. I'm going to be back on that in a minute. Let's load it up with that brighter orange. We're going to do a different technique on this one. Just going to grab some spots and make a. And of course, think about where it might hit. Like maybe as you're walking around your hometown, take a moment and stare at that light pole from it that's all rusted and how weird that texture is. And this one has a few less places to do streaks, but might as well like. Right, now that that's more or less dry, we go in with just a little bit of that burnt sienna again. And this is going to pop a little bit different. Now you're just going to lay down a little bit, and then you're going to hit it with some water. This is going to give you that more vibrant rust. that just a moment to sit, and while that is sitting, just do kind of the same thing here. Just the teeniest amount of alcohol. Just a drop or two of dish soap. Mix all that up. And this is going to be messy, so get you some paper towels. And all those ingredients make that flow better, so it's going to get into all the stuff easier. Just going to cover all of it. And I would say do it about a quarter of a model at a time, so like a quarter around. And then before that has a chance to really set and dry at all. And try to back off as much of it as you can. And then if it's too dark for your liking, you can just add a little bit more water and more will come off that overly pristine gray to a more lived-in dark nasty. So we're going to continue with that. Be right back. The next thing here is we go back in, and so getting your details just right is a dance. You go a little dark, and then you come back a little light, and so we're going to just see this amount of bright back in my dust. I'm just going to go through and help it be visible a bit, just a little. Alright, so I'm going to get more kind of watered down black here, and a kind of fine brush. I'm just going to load that up. Test your lines, and then we're just going to throw some more drip pieces in here. Hi, buddy. You want up? I'm making movies, sir.
A few moments later.
So yeah, you definitely get in there and help make some details pop. I even have been known to go in afterwards with a fine tip pen and just literally trace some of these details a little. Or metallic kind of highlights is of course dry brush. Now I'm not going to give you a fantastic in-depth study of what dry brushing is, just super quick demonstration here. So of course, get your acrylic paint, stiff bristle short brush. This one's been beat up quite a bit over the years. Load it up, brush quite a bit off, and then just kind of where the wear and tear is going to be. So yeah, dry brushing. If you want to learn more about it and layering and all that kind of stuff, there's lots of folks out there. But if you want to see me teach you how, please specifically comment on that below, and then I'll go into a little like color theory dry brushing thing for you. Anyway, so we're gonna just kind of dance on all of them a little bit here. Now I want this hose to be more black, so I'm just gonna carefully take a kind of smaller brush. Alright, so kind of a wider brush. Just get a little bit more of that watered down black on there. And here's what we're doing this time around. We're going to actually start working up the artwork. And really, I just want to stipple some around the bottom. Now this is watered down, so it looks darker now than it will when it's done. But what I want to do is imply that there's been accumulation of moisture or dust coming up from the bottom. Let me just go ahead and do that. So there's a little bit that came from the first paint job there. And then, like I said before, it's a dance, so if you don't like what you're seeing, you can take some back off. I kind of think. Yeah, I like that better. I like seeing that a little bit, like that. My hands would be. And just, the goal is to make it kind of randomy. And if you wanted to, like, just break up a little. Even with that, that's still pretty strong, right? So we're just going to dab that off. So this guy, this artist, his name's Brom, and he has got some amazing artwork, and holds up today. Like a lot of the aesthetics that we like in creepy noir kind of steampunky fantasy came from him before it really kind of became its own thing. And we just kind of weather through all of them then, right? Just keep going. Whatever you like. There's another great artist, Simon Peasley. This man has got some astounding fantasy level and sci-fi and heavy metal. Like, his stuff is fantastic. I feel like he's one of those artists that has informed my mental images on some artwork and stylings, and it's affected a lot of the way I like my aesthetics. Gothic, weird, bone. Okay, so more of that burnt sienna. This time I put just a little bit of water in there, water it down a bit. And get a bunch of the moisture back off of that. We're just going to kind of ride to the deepest parts of that same thing we just did. Alright, so I have trimmed up a bunch of little additional signs, little Weyland-Yutani, no trespassing, caution signs, what have you. And then I'm going to give them a little bit of body by putting it on some cereal box. I'm just going to go ahead and get out that glue stick wherever I have hidden it. So, all the little signs now on the bits of cardboard. So you just kind of go through and choose where you think they should go. So we're just going to start with the Weyland-Yutani, and as though they're the manufacturer of these signs, I think I'm going to tuck one there and sneak them into the other ones. Okay, and then we're just going to go through and start adding these other little signs. This one is a trespassing. So I think that one will go near one of the ladders, and then there's some caution ones I'm going to put various places. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Let's give that guy a little bit of an arc. Let's roll it just a little bit. Dab of glue. Trespassing, I think over here by the ladder, like I said. Maybe about there. And they all need to be dirtied up too, so just a little bit of that watered down burnt sienna kind of rust color, and just kind of dance a little on all of it. So you can see that just that little bit more warning signs, trespassing, Whaling Yutani makes everything in the galaxy kind of stuff. You can see that it adds that little bit more life and texture to it. And then the next thing that I think that we can do here, maybe the last thing, is going to be graffiti. Now Sharpie has just recently put out these fantastic paint pens in a whole host of colors. So I definitely suggest those. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but it's a good product. Do a little bit of research, maybe figure out what various things in alien languages or Star Wars Imperial script might look like. You can keep adding layers just like the actual street artists do that do graffiti. We're just going to do a couple different things, and we'll see where this all goes. I think here, I'm going to give myself a little Stormtrooper guy on hand just for inspiration. We're going to grab a white pin, and grab the white here. Kind of quickly get the shape, that kind of silhouette of the white helmet. I'm having it at a bit of an angle like this. Not that it'll actually be visible for me, but there you go. Look at the overall broad structure. So across the top of the eyes, big eyes, frown, and then the google here on the little breathing apparatus. So let's just go ahead and give that a shot. And then maybe outline all of them. Yeah, that's pretty nice. It's got that kind of hand-painted quality in there that will put as miniature graffiti. I'm gonna go with that. Let's see. Gray just to there you go. So, graffiti here, graffiti there, some big old thing here, and then street gang stuff there, and nice little tag here. So yeah, that's more or less it. And then stay tuned for the glamour shots. Subscribe if you haven't. That stuff matters a little bit. And have a good day.